Greetings from Kenwell. Today is Saturday, February 7th, 2026. This coming Tuesday, Dar I, as I love to say, the love of my life, and I are off to Cayo, Largo for 2 weeks. My favorite activity by far when I go to Cayo, Largo is walking hand in hand on the beach with Dar I. And we try our best to walk for 10 kilometers on the beach every day. All during this time, I get to gaze over at one of the most beautiful women in the world. But of course, I am very biased. You may not know this, but walking hand in hand is an intimate bonding experience. This is backed up by Dr. George Saz, a medical doctor from the University of British Columbia. He found that hand holding starts oxytocin production, which can help one to feel closer and more connected to someone, and also reduce cortisol response to stress. I like to say, isn't it amazing how God has made the human body, particularly Darlene's? The only negative about going to Cayo Largo is that Dar is not too thrilled about walking too far on our favorite beach because of our friend that we met last May. His name is Croc. Last year, he was around 6 feet long, and who knows how big he is by now. Hopefully, the people at the resort will have relocated Croc by now. You know, if Croc is gone, that will make Dar and I feel so much better about walking along the beach. Now, when you become a Christian, you will have a great desire to learn about your faith, and the only way to do so is by reading your Bible. Today, I'm going to tell you a few stories about the great desire that the Cuban people have for reading the Bible. The year was 1997, and back then in Cayo Largo, there was a very large military presence at the airport. A friend of mine named Ron decided to bring with him a small suitcase filled with Spanish Bibles, and he was excited about handing them out. But after his suitcase was scanned at the airport, 3 military men, all carrying AK-47s, came up to him and said, "You come with us." They told him to open his suitcase, and they asked him, "What are they?" Ron said, "They are Bibles." At this point, Ron was quaking in his boots. In his mind, he thought they were going to arrest him and throw him in prison. What happened next was absolutely amazing. The main spokesperson said, "May I please have one?" Ron's demeanor instantly changed, and he quickly gave the guy a Bible. Then the other 2 guys came up to him and asked if they can also have a Bible. Isn't that a wonderful story? You know, these guys could have easily confiscated the entire suitcase, but instead asked politely to get a Bible. One of the main women at the front desk of our resort also was thrilled about getting a Bible. Dar and I found out that she had a young daughter named Laura, who at the time was 6 years old. The next time we came, Dar and I gave the woman the Jesus Storybook Bible in Spanish. Over the next number of years, Laura would not go to bed without her mother or grandmother reading the book to her. This book was such a great hit that a number of other women who had young kids asked us if we could bring them the Jesus Storybook Bible, and of course, we did so. Over the years, we have given out Bibles to almost every staff member, and since the staff keeps changing, we never run out of Bibles to give away. There are also lots of the staff who want to become more proficient in English, so we bring the Bibles with English on one side and Spanish on the other side. It is absolutely incredible how many of the staff want to know Jesus. The most touching story was what happened with our maid from 2024. She couldn't speak any English, but we tried to get to know her anyways. About the 4th day of our holiday, Dar and I together gave her a Spanish Bible. Initially, she didn't know what it was. But as soon as she realized that it was a Bible, she started to cry and kept saying, "Gracias, gracias." I was so touched by this, and I started to have tears flowing down my cheek also. God is mightily at work among the Cuban people, and they want to learn what the Bible teaches them. So, how about you? Do you have a great desire to read your Bible? It is never too late in life to start. May the good Lord be with you until we meet again next week.